Before Dior became synonymous with luxury, power, and elegance, it was just the last name of a man whose life almost never reached his full potential. Christian Dior was quiet, reserved, and deeply sensitive, yet he would go on to change the face of fashion forever. In post-war Europe, cities lay in ruins, economies collapsed, and the world had forgotten how to celebrate beauty. And yet, in the middle of all this despair, Dior made a choice that seemed nearly impossible. He decided to create not just clothes, but hope itself. He had no fashion house, almost no money, and a reputation limited to a few Paris ateliers. And yet, within a year, he built a brand so influential that the name Dior would become an international symbol of elegance, aspiration, and rebirth. But Dior's story is not just about fashion, it's about vision, perseverance, and personal struggle. A man haunted by self-doubt, shaped by his past, and driven by unshakable desire to create something lasting. Christian Dior was born on the 21st of January 1905 in Granville, which is a coastal town in Normandy, France. He was the youngest of 5 children in a wealthy family. His father ran a successful fertilizer company, and his mother, Madeleine, was gentle, artistic, and full of grace. From an early age, Dior was shy, introspective, and loved nature. He spent his childhood sketching, painting, and studying art. Unlike many of his siblings, Dior was not interested in running the family business, focusing instead on beauty. His mother's influence was profound. She encouraged Dior's sensitivity to color and shape, and often took him to museums and gardens, but the relationship with his father was strained, leaving Dior insecure. In his 20s, Dior moved to Paris. He opened a small art gallery showcasing works by Picasso and Dali. The gallery reflected his eye for beauty, composition, and storytelling. But Dior's life wasn't without hardship. The Great Depression in the 1930s destroyed his family's fortune. The gallery failed, leaving Dior broke and uncertain of his path. It was during this period that Dior discovered fashion. Initially as a private passion, he sketched dresses for himself and imagined shapes women could wear. Dior was meticulous, obsessive, and quiet, but his passion was immeasurable. These traits would later define his perfectionism.
And along came a Frenchman, and down came the hemlines. The new look was here, dreamed up by a newcomer on the fashion scene named Christian Dior. Small thanks he got from the boys.
During World War II, Paris had become a city of survival. Luxury was scarce, fashion became practical, and elegance seemed irrelevant. Dior worked for other designers, creating garments for wealthy clients. During these years, he realized fashion could affect morale. Clothing became an expression, identity, and hope. Even in chaos, Dior kept routines, sketching late, refining ideas. His private habits shaped the designer he would become later on. In 1946, Dior secured financial backing from Marcel Boussac. He opened a modest fashion house at 30 Avenue Montaigne. A year later, Dior unveiled his first collection, the New Look, where wartime fashion was boxy, once was explosive. Reporters called this revolutionary. Critics were divided. Even Coco Chanel criticized it, famously saying, "Dior doesn't dress women, he upholsters them." The public was captivated. The new look symbolized rebirth, freedom, and beauty after austerity. Dior's empire expanded. Tour shows, handbags, ready-to-go wear lines, perfume. He became a global phenomenon, but perfection weighed heavily on him. Behind the scenes, Dior was private, meticulous, and incredibly anxious and self-doubtful, and the fear of failure pushed him to pour energy into every garment he created. At age 52, in 1957, Dior suddenly died. The man who rebuilt beauty from the ruins of Paris left a brand stronger than life. Dior's legacy didn't end with his death. His assistant Yves Saint Laurent took over at age 21, keeping Dior's vision alive. Later, designers like John Galliano, Raf Simons, and Kim Jones evolved the brand to the Dior that we all know and love today. Dior is a cultural symbol, proof that vision can outlive a lifetime. Beauty can rise, elegance and creativity can endure. Before Dior was a label, it was a dream. From the ashes of war, Christian Dior rebuilt color, elegance, and meaning. His name stands for hope and the power of creativity. Sometimes the most powerful creations are born when everything else has fallen apart. If you made it this far, you're not just watching a story about Dior, you're watching what happens when someone refuses to give up on their vision. Christian Dior proved that no matter how many times life breaks you down, if you keep creating, keep believing, and you make sure that you keep pushing forward, you can build something timeless, even from absolutely nothing. If you're someone chasing a dream, or just trying to become better than who you were yesterday, this is a reminder. Stay consistent, stay curious, and never lose your sense of beauty in a world that tries to dull it. If you found this story inspiring, subscribe for more deep dives like this, as this is a story that reminds us that behind every name there's a person who built up all from scratch. Because just like Dior, your story might be the next one that the world remembers. Now, if you made it this far and you're hearing my voice, thank you for watching, and please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're hearing me right now, comment the banana emoji, as I'd like to see how many people actually make it to the end of the video, because I don't believe many people make it to the end. And that's going to be all for today. Thanks for watching.